Hi, this is Brett from SRmoto, and I wanted to do a quick project bike update video for our Yamaha XSR900 project bike. Now, if you know anything about SRmoto or watched any of our videos, you'll kind of notice we sort of specialize mostly in dual sport bikes and supermotos. That's kind of our bread and butter. We sell parts for a couple different dual sports and supermotos, and that's kind of the main thing we sort of deal with. But we do have a couple other bikes in the shop that we have started to modify, and we sell some parts for them. So I wanted to do a quick video and go over some of the stuff we've done to this XSR900. Real quick, just let me mention our website. Our main online store is at soloracer.com. If you go there and you navigate to the XSR900 parts section, you'll see all the parts that we sell for these bikes and all the parts that I talk about in this particular video. I'll also put links down in the video description for the online store, and I'll also link you over to the project bike page that we have on the website that has all the different parts and stuff that we have installed on this bike, with some extra photos and stuff like that. So after you're done watching the video, check the video description down below. So what this is, it's a 2016 XSR900 from Yamaha. This one is in the 60th anniversary colors in yellow. All of the parts that I talk about in this video are gonna work on XSR900s all the way up through the current model year. The current model year when I'm doing this video is 2020 model, and they've pretty much not changed these bikes other than the color scheme and stuff like that. So it'll work on essentially 2016 up to 2020 and probably beyond, unless they redesign the bike. Let me start out and talk about the performance and engine modifications we've done. First off, with the exhaust, we've done a Graves Motorsports full titanium exhaust, which replaces the entire stock exhaust with this full titanium system that, in my opinion, is probably the best exhaust on the market for these bikes. I mean, it's just a beautiful design, full titanium. Fit and finish is just really good. I mean, Graves Motorsports is kind of known for that, real high quality sport bike parts, and this exhaust is, like I said, I think it's the best one on the market. We've got a sound clip video on the channel that lets you hear what it sounds like. I think it sounds great. If you'll notice, we've got the insert in the end of the muffler, which quiets it down a little bit. I prefer it that way. It's still, considerably louder than the stock exhaust, but it's not, crazy loud like some of these exhausts can be on these bikes. So I think it sounds perfect, and it really, really wakes the bike up, makes it run a lot better and sound way better. And then if you want a louder exhaust or you're going to the track, you can always take that insert out. So that's the exhaust we're running. Again, a Graves full titanium system. We've also done the Graves Motorsports smog block-off kit and a Can-Am air filter. And then when you do this type of setup, you obviously have to tune the bike. So we have done flash tune ECUs, bike side flashing kit, and Graves Motorsports does have a map for this exhaust and this bike. So basically you use the flash tune ECU software, hook your laptop up to the bike side flashing kit that you install on the bike, and then it allows you to flash the ECU with that Graves map, and the bike just runs phenomenally well, a lot better than it did stock. We didn't have a lot of fueling issues stock. I know some people, especially on the FZ09s, the early ones, there are a lot of fueling issues. Our bikes seem to run pretty good stock, but much better with this setup. So again, it's the Graves full titanium system with the flash tune ECU bike side flashing kit. So that's what we've done from a performance standpoint. Lighting. We've replaced the stock front turn signals. You know, they have the big orange Yamaha bulb type turn signals, so we got rid of those and replaced them with these 12 o'clock Labs LED turn signals. And these are actually the animated turn signals. So you can do a standard flash with them if you want, but we've done the optional scrolling flash, which I think looks pretty cool. And in addition to that, this bike from the factory, the front turn signals are on as running lights. So we also installed a 12 o'clock Labs running light adapter so that the front turn signals stay on as running lights. Actually, I take that back. Now that we've got the animated turn signals on it, you no longer need the running light adapter. The one advantage of these animated LED turn signals, they have built-in running light capability. Before we put these on, we had the standard 12 o'clock Labs LED turn signals. With those, we needed the running light adapter to get them to work as running lights, but with these, it's built in and you don't need that running light adapter, so it's real easy to wire these in to the stock turn signal plugs that are up under, I think, inside the actual headlight module. So that's what we did in the front, and it really cleans up the front end of the bike, obviously. Now in the rear, we've done NRC fender eliminator kit, which gets rid of the stock rear fender and the stock LED taillight and the turn signals, and kind of replaces it with this real low profile and clean taillight assembly with license plate mount. You can get these in two different versions as far as the license plate mount goes. There's a standard license plate mount, which is what we've got on this bike, where the license plate hangs down and it's, you know, normal spot right below the taillight. And then there's a tucked version that mounts your license plate up under the fender there, so it kind of hides it a little bit more. I just kind of like the look of this a little bit better. Let's see what else. And it's got a built-in license plate light too. We've done a 12 o'clock Labs brake light pulser for the brake lights. So when you hit your brakes, it'll pulse the brake light automatically a couple times. So that's a nice safety feature in my opinion. Kind of wakes up drivers behind you. So that's from 12 o'clock Labs. Also 12 o'clock Labs fixed rate turn signal flasher, which will make the LED turn signals flash slow like they're supposed to. It gets rid of that hyper flash that you get on a lot of LED turn signals. And you only need one on this bike. It plugs in up under the seat. Real simple plug and play device. It's a 12 o'clock Labs fixed rate flasher. As far as the headlight goes, we have replaced the entire front headlight with this Motodemic 7-inch LED headlight conversion. And we've got the, I believe this is the Evo S model, and we're not running the adaptive model. This can't really show you much of what it looks like. I'll try here with the brights. That's kind of what it, I mean, it's super bright LED headlight, and it looks really cool. They have an adaptive version as well. If you do a lot of night riding, it will light up the sides of the road as you as you lean the bike. It will, lights come on to the side of the main headlight that will light up the sides of the road. I don't ride this bike at night, so we just did the standard Evo S model, which it gives you that really cool look. And it's a little bit bigger than the stock headlight, so I think it just looks really good on the bike. So that's the Motodemic 7-inch LED headlight conversion. What else? You'll notice Motodemic fly screen. This is basically a dart fly screen with the Motodemic mounting brackets. to attach it to their 7-inch headlight conversion. And we've had this one custom painted. You can get them in smoke, like a dark smoke color, or this unpainted one, which is the one we got, and then we had it custom painted yellow and added the white number plate to it. So that's it's a Motodemic and Dart fly screen. A couple other Motodemic parts. Motodemic makes some really cool parts for these bikes. You can't really see it on this bike, and you don't really need it if you have the fly screen, but we did their gauge cover. They have a really nice gauge cover that covers the back side of the stock gauge and just looks a lot better. We've got it on here from before we installed the fly screen. So we've got the Motodemic gauge cover, the gauge relocation kit, which basically lowers the gauge down a little bit further and mounts it, down, gets rid of the stock brackets up top and just kind of lowers the gauge down. Domino XM2 grips in black and yellow. These are our favorite grips for street bikes. It's an Italian grip, real high quality, dual layer rubber, real comfortable. We've also done a G2 throttle tamer throttle tube. It's an aluminum throttle tube, replaces the stock plastic throttle tube. We do the tamer ones on most of the bikes just to give you a little bit better throttle control in that first half of the throttle rotation. So it's G2 tamer, street tamer throttle tube. As far as mirrors go and mirror mounts, we are running Rhino Moto bar end sliders that thread right into the stock bars, and then they also have the mounts for the mirrors. And we're running CRG blind sight mirrors, which are their small 2-inch mirrors. I really like the look of them on this bike. They're kind of really nice and hidden, and functionally they work really well. I mean, you can see out of them just fine, even though they're a small 2-inch mirror. We also offer those in like the standard 3-inch mirror. You can get the 3-inch lane splitter mirror from CRG, which folds in and out if you want a bigger mirror. I just happen to like the 2-inch mirrors on this bike. Levers, PSR click and roll levers, which come in black, and they have they're adjustable for reach, 6 different positions there with that little lever. They move in and out, so you can kind of fine tune them to your liking as far as how close you want them to the bars. So that's the PSR click and roll levers. Protection. In the front, Puj front axle sliders. Protect the front axle. Puj vintage frame sliders for the frame protection. And then in the rear, Shogun sliders that also act as for the rear stand. You can lift the bike from those. And as I mentioned before, the Rhino Moto bar end sliders. Cox Racing radiator guard. Help protect that radiator. Chain. EK ZVX3 in black and gold. Real high quality chain. We run these on a couple of our street bikes. You can get them in this real sharp looking black and gold color combination, or they also come in an all gold. I think it just really makes the back end of the bike look a little bit nicer. Attention to detail is kind of important on these types of bikes as far as the look goes. I mentioned in the front we have that custom painted Dart fly screen. In the rear we added the Yamaha seat cowl, and we had it custom painted to sort of match the bike, black down the center, and then we had the yellow, the panels that screw to the side of it painted yellow with the white number plates. So I think that looks really sharp. And then we did the Yamaha suede seat, Yamaha accessory suede seat. I don't have the tank bag on it right now, but we do have a GV tank lock mount on here so we can run any of their tank lock tank bags, which just snap right onto that ring. And that way, you know, when you go get gas, you can just pop the tank bag right off and fill it up and then put your tank bag right back on. With it doesn't, you know, no magnets or anything like that. Obviously magnets aren't going to work on this tank, but so this is about one of your only options if you want to run a tank bag. Tires, got rid of the stock tires and are running Dunlop Q3 Pluses front and rear. Got a 180 55/17 rear tire and a 120 70/17, which I believe are the stock sizes. And one other thing we did when we had the tires put on, we had Graves Motorsports 90-degree valve stems installed, which make it a lot easier to put air in the tires and check the air pressure. So that's from Graves Motorsports. One other thing I forgot to mention, we did install this carbon fiber rear hugger. Can't remember where I got that. It's nothing that we carry. I found it somewhere, I believe, up in Canada. It replaces the stock plastic hugger. And then somehow, I can't remember where I got these XSR plates that mount there, and then we put just a white vinyl decal behind them so the XSR kind of stood out. Again, attention to detail on these types of bikes is pretty important. Let's see, I think that is about it. Again, I will put links in the video description down below to the Project Bike page as well as our online store. We do sell some of the parts that I talked about in this video. We do sell on the website, so check that out if you get a chance. Our email address is listed there as well. If you have any questions about the bike that the website doesn't answer, feel free to just shoot us an email. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. Again, it's Brett from SRmoto and our Yamaha XSR900 project bike. Thanks for watching.